My dad was my pal. I was 18. Was very lucky to have the years that I had with him.
It was the first time that I really got a sense on how victims are affected. Monty Tewksbury, the victim, was actually a P&G executive that was working at this convenience store to put his daughter Kim through school, through college. John Byrd and two accomplices robbed this store, and during the course of the robbery, Monty had his arms raised, his face against the wall, and John Byrd took a knife about this long and just plunged it into his side. And they took the cash register, threw it in the van that Woodall, one of the co-defendants, was driving, and took off.
His greatest concern was they took his wedding ring, and he was very emotional about that. And told me that he didn't understand why they did this to him, because he cooperated fully and gave them everything that they asked for.
What struck me was how destroyed she was and how destroyed her entire family was by this. It was just a senseless, cowardly act by John Byrd. There were 3 simultaneous trials, and I was tasked with, because Sharon had arrived at the scene, Sharon Tewksbury, she was going to testify in all 3 trials, and I was to get her, they were simultaneous trials, and I was to get her where she needed to be during those 3 trials. Byrd got executed. Brewer, I think, is still in prison, and Woodall's died in prison. They got life sentences. I don't think people understand how destroyed you become in that situation as a victim. I recognize that when you have victims' families or victims of crime and they're sitting in the courtroom and you're in trial and you can't go back and explain to him or them what is going on all the time because you're trying the case. When the defense attorney in a murder case makes a motion to dismiss the charges, the victim's family's freaking out because they don't realize it's just perfunctory what's going on. And now we have people sitting with them explaining, don't worry, it's not going to get dismissed. They just do that for the record, that kind of stuff. And it's very helpful, obviously to the victim's family, but it's helpful to the prosecutors too when you're trying the case.
Joe Deters ran the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office with an eye toward fairness in terms of criminals getting fair trials, but also understanding the plight of victims.
And you have to admit your own vulnerability to that reality. It could be your own kid or your dad or whatever. And sometimes it's pretty difficult.